There are fascinating and pleasant people and places on my YouTube channel, Victor Markin. Click to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Challenged in the Ghanaian society face multifaceted problems. Some have managed to get themselves some form of vocation that keeps body and soul together. Others, unfortunately, have had to go the other way of begging for alms, but with a difference. They ride their skateboards in between traffic, soliciting for money from drivers and passers-by, and the consequences have been very devastating. Some have been crushed or run over by vehicles. Albert Frimpong, a sports administrator, has come out with a novel sporting activity aimed at keeping these physically challenged off the streets and ultimately getting them vocation and a place for them to lay their heads at the end of the day.
Skate soccer is basically soccer played by the physically challenged. I mean, when you drive along the streets of Accra, you see a lot of physically challenged weaving through the cars on some locally made skateboards. Some time ago, when I kept driving around Accra and you see them, you feel that this is a dangerous thing they are doing, and we need to see what we can do. I use the word we, even though it's me, but I like to look as a team player all the time. So we do it together. The idea was to get them off the streets using that same means of transport. So I channeled it into something positive, soccer, and then I named it skate soccer.
But those guys who were meandering their way through these cars and lorries, were they looking for money? Were they looking for arms?
Yes, they're looking for money, you know, and that's how they earn their living. They go begging everybody in the car for money, and so if he begs from this car and the car is moving, he needs to quickly go there, and that's a very dangerous thing to do. They've done it for years and they feel it's safe, but it's not safe at all.
That motivated you to bring them together to play games at the same time, also find something out of it?
It's actually when I saw them, I wanted to see how I can get them to stop that kind of begging. So I decided on two sports events, a race and soccer. So anytime when I was ready with the plans, I went onto the street to find them, and I got that from the car, everybody vanished. It took me I went about 5 times till I finally had to chase one of them. He kept speeding, and I caught up with him and said, "Why are you running?" He said, "No, we are coming to clear them from the street." I said, "No, this is why I'm chasing you. I want to help you guys to get off the streets using sports." You know, so he said, "Okay, if you are not coming to chase us," then he had to. I told him to relax because he had to catch his breath.
Which year was that?
That was 2007.
It's been raining all these years.
Yes.
And are you the only guy doing it, or you have some people supporting you in real terms?
When you see our videos, there are so many people around. But when the reality on the ground is that I have to go alone. But I have a colleague who came on board 2-3 years ago, who's been helping behind the scenes a lot. But I do most, about 99% of the hard work.
But if you take them out of the streets to practice how to play this skate soccer, they might end up having nothing to eat when they go back home because you are taking them off the street. Yeah. So what happens? Well,
the idea has been to eventually get them. It's not something to do at once. It's a gradual process. Through the skate soccer project, a lot of people have gotten to see them. Most of our players are no longer on the street. A lot of them have job doing now, but you won't notice because a lot of physically challenged keep migrating into Ghana, and a lot of them use skateboards. So you see them on the skate, you think the project has really helped. One of them has this tricycle for taxi, and he now has 2. Somebody saw him through the project, bought one for him, he's worked and bought another one. Now most of the players who are in Kaswa all have some of the tricycles on a work and pay basis. Other guys have some small businesses. One has a container that he's working in, selling provisions. Others want to do, all of them want to work, but it's not easy getting jobs for them. It's a very, very capital intensive project because they depend on you for everything. Their health, welfare, education. Luckily, they're able to take care of their kids in these Islamic schools. But when somebody is sick, they have to come to you. And not only in Accra over 60 or 70 players, and then Kumasi another 30 or so. So it's.
How do you get access to them? Do you advertise that they should come, or it's word of mouth, or they hear about skate soccer and they want to join? How is it now?
When we started, it was word of mouth, but now they've seen every physically challenged around West Africa wants to come to Ghana and play, and we cannot have everybody coming here. So I had to be traveling around. When we had a partnership with Binatone, they were sponsoring my trip everywhere around West Africa. So we have 8 countries in West Africa playing now. Egypt is the next North African country warming up, and then in Asia, Middle East, even in Europe, people want to start. Our federation is called the International Federation of Skate Soccer. It's like FIFA. We set up FIFA here in Ghana to promote the game around the whole world.
Let's talk about some of your encounters, especially with Nigeria.
Yeah.
You were beating them, they were also beating you massively.
With Nigeria, Ghana's independence, 2017, 60th anniversary, we invited Nigeria, and then we had a nice game. And I realized that they were very good, but I think they took us for granted. They thought that because they have been practicing another version of this sport for years, so they really know. The first half, they put in the first goal, then we equalized, and then I told my guys, this is Ghana's independence. Though I am supposed to be neutral because I head the whole world, but this is Ghana we are talking about. So lift up your game. So I had to leave the VIP area, go to the bench. I've been coaching them all these years. I had to go and tell them, pretend to be patting somebody and giving him strong warning. If you lose that, Nigerians will walk over you. So they listened to me, and they all went back, and within a short time, we have scored Nigeria, and then we had to defend till the end of the game.
Tell me, where do you play your matches? You do it on a soccer pitch, you do it on a lawn. Where do you play your matches?
For games, we train in Accra Central. There's a car park. Any smooth surface that's big enough, where we can mark 20 by 40 meters, we are good to go. But for our matches, the first one was at the Independence Square. We lay the flexi material on the floor, but we have it painted green and marked out as a football field. So up to today, a lot of people who saw the pictures still think it's AstroTurf, but that was the bare floor we laid the plastic on. So with Independence Square and the subsequent ones, we've been playing at the tennis court at the Accra Sports Stadium. We take off the tennis nets, lay our flexi, fix the pitch panels, and then it looks different.
And you provide them with the skates, or they have to?
I have replaced the skates over the years many times. Initially, everybody came with their skates, but as of now, if one person's skate breaks down, you have to replace if you are in a position to. Otherwise, he will do it himself.
But do you receive support in terms of spectatoring that encourages you to continue to be with them despite the fact that you are going through difficulties?
Well, support in terms of spectatoring, when you go to Accra on Sundays, especially when they are playing and I happen to let them wear maybe Manchester and Barca or Manchester Liverpool jerseys, the crowd is so much, and it's always packed in Accra Central. If they are wearing normal jerseys and they play, a few people come, but the moment they see these Champions League people's jerseys, you'll be surprised at the crowd. People actually come because of certain players. The moment they see that particular player in the game, nobody wants to leave. And it's even on Sundays. We practice in Accra only on Sundays because that's when the field is free for us. It's packed from Monday to Friday. It's a taxi rank. So Sunday is free, and Sunday shoppers just come and line up around the place.
For how long can you sustain the interest, first, the players, and spectators, because you are doing single-handed?
Yeah. Unfortunately, we had partnership with a sponsor, and I think the COVID affected them so much, so they pulled out nicely without officially saying anything. But you should understand that things are not easy for any company. So, but then it's not been easy. I've managed to work my way into the first ever Para Football Foundation. It is set up with the permission of the International Paralympic Committee, and then so we have all para football organizations around the world are under one umbrella. Now through that umbrella, we are going to be writing to FIFA, CAF, UEFA, all the big organizations, UN are all going to be supporting. So when they support the foundation, it trickles down to all of us. And at least we are Ghana is a founding member of that organization.
There was some who started as the founding players.
Yeah.
Where are they now?
Yeah, unfortunately, some have passed away. We've lost about 4 of our guys. 3 of them through road accidents. Then
they were driving through the traffic.
Yeah, and they were killed. They were knocked down on the road. In fact, more than 5, because those 3 who were killed by the roadside on the road are different. One drowned. One went to take a bath behind the art center, and he drowned. And then the other 2 of them fell sick and died naturally. So we've lost about 6. Yeah, it's not been easy, but the founding guys we still have about 8 or 10 of the original founders still playing.
So as we speak now, Accra alone, how many players do you have?
Accra is more than 50 players. Sometimes you go, you see, they keep migrating. The begging job is when it's like migrating birds. They get news that it's become lucrative in this country, then a lot of them move. So this season,
you miss them. So when there's a match, obviously you don't have a fully trained team.
When there's a match, I have the dates, so we communicate with them and they come back. The key ones, not all of them. You get the key players to come down. When they leave, they're always calling home to check if there's a match coming up. Right now, I have a team in Kumasi. It's all funding. The budget for national development is huge. If we had enough funding, because it's a minimum of 2,000 cedis per month for a training session in Accra. The same minimum for Kumasi. So if you want to do national, that's the minimum. You're just controlling it. But the ideal one is about 3,500 or 4,000 cedis a month. Let's say almost $1,000, which we all know it's nothing in sports development. So if you could have $10,000 a month, 10 regions in Ghana will be playing. Because Volta have been waiting, the central region, western region, the north. I have a team in Wa waiting for me to come there. But you can't just go there because already now you don't have a sponsor. When we had a sponsor, it was going very well, but now we have to start everything all over again.
So now, a sponsor, an ideal sponsor, will definitely make things easier.
Yes. Because 90% of the job is done by me and my little team. But all we need is the financial push. But if you have the money, you know that this for the next 1 year, we have this sponsorship package. Every month it will continue. But when you stop for a long time, it affects the development of the sport.
Yes, because I was just about asking that with this COVID-19 and so on and so forth, have you been able to bring the team together?
Yes, fortunately I've kept them. When the lockdown came, I had to hit the road and go and find food for them to keep them, going. So we hit the road, got something for them. Some donations came in, so they were excited with the food. Because I keep telling them, as long as you are part of this project, anything that comes for you, you will get yours. If you pull out, you are out of the program.
Whatever that you are doing, I think it's a social intervention, and support from the government should come with ease.
Yes, that's the reality. But Ghana, even the sports that we do, how much do we get from government? How much more? My president of the Ghana Olympic Committee is always proud of me because if not me, maybe I don't know which other Ghanaian has been featured on CNN for 1.5 months daily for this project. Somebody up there should have called to even say congratulations. It hasn't happened. Nobody, and you can never blame your president or the vice because somebody has to watch and somebody has to show it to them. Oh, Your Excellency, this is something this man is also doing. He's pushed Ghana there. By all means, your president will want to meet the person who has put Ghana on the map. But he will never know because whoever has to tell him will never do it. And what I'm doing is not political. It's for Ghana. It's for the less privileged. I keep putting my country on the map. So I'm not really worried. Yes, it hurts that the support is not coming. But some of us never wait for anybody to come and help.
That's right. Because I was just about to ask him. All of us are supposed to contribute our quota to the growth and development of the nation. And this underprivileged and handicapped or challenged people also have a role to play.
Yes.
So you have been able to find out that through skate soccer, you can get them organized. But their welfare comes into being.
Very much.
Where do we get a sustained life for these people?
My
Are
long
you going to get them some training schools to give them some vocation or profession? What are you going to do?
You see, I've had in mind setting up income generating projects for all of them, projects that can sustain them for the next, how many years that belongs to them, and then they won't have to beg anymore. And then my plans I've been planning on organizing the first African Cup of Nations here in Ghana. One, it will put Ghana on the map, and two, the money that we raise from the sponsorship. Every country that is coming to Ghana, the team coming, there's going to be a like appearance fee or participation fee, and that money is not for them to share. It's to start something for them wherever they go back home. So let's say Ghana comes and Ghana is taking $40,000. We will give you a dummy check. After the events, then we'll work through government and social welfare to help us set up something that will benefit all of them. Not all physically challenged, but the team. Then we go to Nigeria, we do the same thing for them. Then again, after the African Cup of Nations, my plan is to use some of the money to buy land where we can start building a city project. A city is called Sido or Skate City, where we have accommodation for each one of them and their family, 2-bedroom house each. They have a training center, we have farms, maybe poultry, piggery, whatever. We have a place where, like a social center, they can work, and the things they do will be sold outside. They live there, they have a home for the rest of their lives. They can earn a living from whichever job they are doing there. This is a sustainable project, but it's
capital intensive.
Very capital
intensive. Who are you targeting? Corporate bodies, government. Who are you?
I am looking at. Right now, if we're able to do the African Cup of Nations, the budget is good enough to buy the land. You see, most companies want to see what you've started, but you can only start after getting money from the organization of the event. So they know you have this maybe 50 acres of land for this project. By all means, a cement company can come in and say, we'll sponsor you with this cement, a wood company. That is Ghana for you. People listen, they know your ideas, but nobody wants to come in unless you take off first.
So when do you plan this Africa Cup of Nations for skate soccer?
It's been postponed twice, and the second time it was due to the COVID. So we are still pushing to see which companies we can get on board. Along that line, we are looking at eventually getting an opportunity to go on an European tour. Now this tour, they're going to play the sport for the white people to see that this is really the skate soccer. People will pay to come and watch. If they play about 10 or 20 exhibition games, we should be able to raise some good money to come back and start, even if not for the African Cup, to use some of the money to buy the land and start the project. So it is not only the African Cup, it's the tour. We were almost about to succeed, and then the lockdowns in Europe started. So we have to go back to zero and start again.
But I think you'll be selling the skate soccer to Europe and America as well.
Yes.
For you are the originator.
Yes. It's the reason why I said I was supposed to be in Amsterdam and London last year, but then they are locked down, and then the airport issues. I think now it's a bit relaxed. So maybe towards the end of the year, I would have to go again, and then we'll see what we can do with it.
What keeps you doing this job for the challenged brothers and sisters in the society when you have your back to the wall?
It's love for mankind, love for God and country. As a kid, growing up, I saw how the physically challenged were maltreated in Congo. They really tortured them. Other parts of Central Africa, they killed almost all the physically challenged they could have. And I had friends, at a tender age of 7, 8, I had friends who were physically challenged. You could sometimes push them. In Congo, you push them, you sit with them, eat. My father was always surprised that, but you, a diplomat, almost ambassador's son, you're always there with them. But when you are not there, you see your father giving them money, giving them food. You just get surprised that we picked it from our parents, and it's been there since. So when we came back to Ghana, it took a long time till 2003, 4. I started noticing these guys were there. Every day I want to think of something, then I just go away. So it took me a long time to plan. I was also busy with other sports, but when I finally decided to do something for the skate soccer, it happened. And now we are all over the news on every international media. But we're waiting for it to translate into.
You have fond memories about your stay in the Congo.
Yes.
What actually can you memorize about the place?
Congo, I saw one of the reasons why I love to help the less privileged. I saw poverty at close range. You see, every living thing in this world is eaten in Congo. Every animal, that is insect, whatever, is a delicacy for a family in Congo. The grass that we see, that we cut and burn, is for food in Congo. They have all the minerals in this world, but they are also the poorest on the continent. You sit with a family who eats this. In Ghana, it's like banku, but Congo, they call it kwanga. No, they call it, I've forgotten. It's been long, but it's like fufu. And then with pepper, red pepper, and then cricket, that insect, one of it, that big with red pepper. So they buy the red pepper, eat, and then you put some in your mouth, and then you bite the cricket. That whole thing with cricket and pepper, that is a meal for one. Others can eat porridge for the whole family. Some people eat once a day, some eat twice. So when we go to school, by the time we return, they gave my father, because that time the ambassador hadn't come, so we were staying in the ambassador's place. Our dining room had a long dining table. Before we come home, our table is full of area children. But we, the owners of the house, don't have somewhere to sit. My mother will feed every child. She cooks so much for everybody. And then we give clothes. So we are picking these things from her. Our mother is doing it. We are doing it, and then it stayed in us. So ideally, I should have waited to have money before I venture into this. But the people need your help. The little you have, you can do something. Yes, it's been very capital intensive. I've had police issues. I've had court issues. I've been attacked. I've been insulted. But in the end, you come and see me lying down, and these guys all around me, seated. Or we spend the night in a room. In Nigeria, I remember in Nigeria, we slept in the same room. So I woke up, somebody's leg was on mine, somebody's head was on mine. So I was like, wow, these guys, they just make you want to always help them.
So but this idea of philanthropism has its beginning in the Congo as a child.
Yes.
And you have continued with it up to now.
It's something you can't stop.
A lot of people don't see the same thing as you see. And it must be disheartening.
I mean, there's always a spillover in some people's lives. There's a little support for. Some people just don't want to help at all. Others, I mean, somebody was bold enough to tell me that my financial difficulties is because I'm helping this physically challenged. And this is about the third time I've heard it, that they have their own spirits following them. And I'm like, God did not create anybody physically challenged. You can be driving along the road and get involved in an accident, and tomorrow you have nothing to work on. So would you accuse God for that one too? You know, I think we read too many negative meanings into people's plight. They also want to work, and incidentally, most of the players worked from infancy till the age of 8, 7, and 9. A lot of this same polio. You know, most of the northerners hate the injection. Islamic guys, they refused the injections back then, but I think now it's changed. There was no proper education on the polio injection, so a lot of them. That's why a lot of them are northerners. That side they did not understand, so they didn't, and then it affected their children. So it's not easy.
I'm making an appeal to whoever you think will listen to you.
As always, I appeal to everybody, corporate Ghana, corporate bodies all over the world, because this video is going global. So there are organizations out there who have not seen skate soccer. Skate soccer is not only for Ghana, it's a global project. But if you help us from here, we grow the sport from here. They are ready to go to any country to help the physically challenged start the sport. We need a lot of funding, every kind of mileage any company wants. I am that flexible. I want a company to come and say, okay, we're going to finance you for the next 1 or 2 or 3 years. This is how we want our branding to go. This is the kind of mileage. If it will not affect the project, and it will also not go to be at a disadvantage to the physically challenged, our doors are open. We don't want a situation where anybody takes advantage of the physically challenged or the project. Use our platform for any branding you want, but make sure it's a win-win for both of us. So our doors are open. Anybody who wants to help, donate, support, contribute, we are ever ready.
I want to talk into the future. You are handling males now.
Yeah.
Do you have anything for the women as well in the future?
You'll be surprised that I have a development plan for the female players as well. There are female players in Ashanti region who want to start, but if you haven't gained grounds with a male and you attempt, so there's a proper plan for them, and it involves the same cost we are talking about. If we can have about $1,000 a month for Accra, we can squeeze Accra's male side and push in the female. Get a female team Accra, female Ashanti. So if there's a tournament Accra Kumasi, the ladies will play first. Because I went to Burkina Faso and within 2 days I had trained a lady who was so eager to start playing. I said she should hold on. She should bring more ladies.
But do you enjoy a good sleep whilst at the same time thinking about the flight of your team?
I have difficulty in sleeping because too many things run through your head. But if I'm able to get 1 or 2 hours, I make sure I take advantage of it. Because there's always something running through your head, something that has to happen.
How about your pockets?
Oh, the pocket is almost always dry because this is not easy. Every minute of your, I mean, you don't get a phone call, somebody saying come and take. It's somebody asking for, and most of their demands are genuine, because somebody could not go and beg today. For instance, if the government starts clearing them off the streets, those who go and beg, it means that whole day, then there's a lot of pressure on me, because at least if he makes about 50 Ghana a day on the street, you should be able to help him with some 20 or half of it, and that is too demanding on me.
But then you still want to stay in this business when it's kicking you bad in your pocket.
Yes, I've given them some hope, so much hope, and you can't just leave them. At least I should be able to see that all my players, even at least 90% are off the street. The remaining 10%, I won't feel bad if I'm not able to do. But I gave them my word that I was going to help them better their lives. Through this project, a lot of them have gotten jobs. But they're still, I mean, sometimes you go to training and there are like 20 people from nowhere are here in Ghana. But everybody wants to be treated like, no, it's according to the hierarchy. Who came first? It's not been easy, but it's fun.
But what does it take to get corporate Ghana? Country assistance. I mean, you've been around for some years now. They see you on television, and why is it becoming?
Sometimes you just don't understand. I mean, it doesn't take much to promote this sport. I think corporate Ghana, sometimes it's also, some of us, maybe we don't like to get involved in politics. I mean, everybody has a party they support, vote, but that kind of politics, because a politician can just make a call to, but then we are in a country where if you get too aligned to one side and they are not in power, the other side doesn't want to see you at all. So we try to balance and stay in the middle. But somebody should see and say, oh, I want to support this thing. Corporate Ghana, and I think most CEOs have also not seen the project. You know, because I mean, the marketing officers in companies who see our program, we've invited many people in the past to come in. It's just that sometimes I feel in God's own time, that's the only time that can. Because when Benetton came, I hadn't spoken to them. They looked for me from far away. They didn't know how to come. They went through South Africa before it got to me. So, and all the companies are here in Ghana. You meet a CEO and they mention skate soccer, he doesn't know. Because somebody in the company should show it to him and say, hey, boss, this project can help us market our products, or, you know, bring us some leverage. That's it. At the right time, they will come in.
Is there anything else that we can talk about? Maybe one or two things that I should have that I forgot.
No, apart from, no, I mean, I've enjoyed this year is 34 years in Ghana sports. Founder of baseball in Ghana, co-founder of beach soccer, founder of skate soccer, executive board member of Ghana Olympic Committee. I've enjoyed all these things, and I've been re-elected to the Ghana Olympic Committee. Now they've made me chairman for the sponsorship and marketing committee. So maybe through this one, some companies will also want to know the other side of you, and then they will come on board. So there's a lot, and there's so many things. Sometimes I don't talk about it too much. Somebody will feel you are bragging, but these are achievements that you need to put out there, and it's nothing to do with bragging.
Others are being paid.
Yes.
But you are doing it with no pay.
Yes.
Very sacrificial.
Too sacrificial. It's been 34 years of hard work for Ghana. At least Swag were magnanimous enough in 2019 to recognize my effort, and they gave me a special award. I mean, the former sports minister was there. He enjoyed watching. Meanwhile, we had invited him many times to watch our events. He never showed up. So God has his own way of putting us out there.
My interview partner, Albert Frimpong, has over 34 years experience in sports management. skate soccer for the physically challenged in Ghana.